अंधेरा। ज्योति जगा लो, होगा दूर अंधेरा। ओम शांति, ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
मीठे मीठे बाबा, प्यारे बाबा, मीठे मीठे बाबा, तुम्हारी मुरली हमें लगे बड़ी प्यारी प्यारी, हो चमत्कारी।
प्यारे बाबा, मीठे मीठे बाबा, प्यारे बाबा, मीठे मीठे बाबा, तुम्हारी मुरली हमें लगे बड़ी प्यारी प्यारी, ओ चमत्कारी।
चमत्कारी 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 चमत्कारी।
प्यारे बाबा, मीठे मीठे बाबा,
तुम्हारी मुरली हमें लगे बड़ी प्यारी प्यारी, हो चमत्कारी। हर बोल बड़ा है अनमोल, तुम्हारी बानी है आसमानी।
तुम्हारा हर बोल बड़ा है अनमोल, तुम्हारी बानी है आसमानी।
तुम्हारे कथन से, मांगलिक वचन से, बदली हमारी जिंदगानी। तुम्हारा हर चिंतन, तुम्हारा हर चिंतन, ज्ञान का विवेचन, बड़ा है मंजुल मनोहारी, हो मनोहारी।
प्यारे बाबा, मीठे मीठे बाबा,
तुम्हारी मुरली हमें लगे बड़ी प्यारी प्यारी, हो चमत्कारी। जगत के इंसान फिर बने महान, एक यही लक्ष्य है तुम्हारा।
जगत के इंसान फिर बने महान, एक यही लक्ष्य है तुम्हारा।
हे ज्ञान सागर, हे ज्ञान सागर, तुम पे जग निछावर, हम भी हैं तुम पर बलिहारी हो बलिहारी।
प्यारे बाबा, मीठे मीठे बाबा,
तुम्हारी मुरली हमें लगे बड़ी प्यारी प्यारी हो चमत्कारी।
प्यारे बाबा, मीठे मीठे बाबा,
तुम्हारी मुरली हमें लगे बड़ी प्यारी प्यारी हो चमत्कारी।
प्यारे बाबा, मीठे बाबा, प्यारे बाबा, मीठे बाबा, प्यारे बाबा।
ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
आज प्यारे बाबा ने
Today our beloved Father,
हम बच्चों को
to us children,
हमारी तकदीर कैसे खुलती है,
how our fortune opens,
तकदीर खोलने स्वयं भगवान आता है,
because to open our fortune,
तो उसका
God Himself comes. Baba is telling us the secret about it.
तकदीरवान बाबा के बच्चे बैठे हैं।
And we all fortunate children are sitting here.
कोई की तो बहुत जल्दी तुरंत
The difference is only that
माँ बाप ने तुरंत निश्चय किया,
that someone
देर नहीं लगाई,
has faith in God instantly
राय करूं,
when they listen to the knowledge,
तुरंत तार डाल दिया,
like Brahma, that as soon as he realized that God has incarnated,
जितना जिसको जब निश्चय हो
he
गया,
put all of his
तकदीर
to this path
का दरवाजा खुल गया।
so that his fortune
देखने में आता
door
है, अनुभव भी करते हो,
became open.
कितनी आत्माएं आती हैं, फिर बच्चे कितने बनते हैं, तकदीरवान कितने
But there are some people
तो आज बाबा ने यही
who
बात
takes some time
की है,
in putting faith in God.
के आधार से तकदीर खुलती है।
So today Baba has said in Murli
निश्चय हुआ
that it's on your faith that
क्योंकि वारिस
how early you are going to become a fortunate.
के बाद में भी लड़खड़ाते रहते हैं,
Baba says there are some souls
देखते
who
हो कैसे कैसे
tends to limp
आकर्षण खींच लेते हैं।
even after so many years.
दूसरे दुनिया में कई प्रकार से बहुत कुछ सुनाने वाले, तो वास्तव में तकदीर का आधार
So in reality the foundation of faith is in complete faith in God.
ने कहा इस पढ़ाई
Only those children are going to gallop in this study
एक बाबा है और बाबा जो कहता है जैसे कहता
who has faith that there is only one God and whatever he says
है तो तकदीरवान बनते जाए।
you imbibe those things,
हम सब तो बाबा
then you are
के बच्चे हैं,
truly going to become fortunate.
बहुत 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 तकदीरवान।
So you children are very, very, very fortunate.
खुशी की बात सुनाइए,
And today Baba has
इसके साथ
said about
मनमना भव,
happiness,
बाबा का ये हमें मंत्र
and
दिया,
along with that
मनमना भव रहो।
he
तो
told
उसमें
us to
बाबा ने
become
सहज
man
भाव
mana
में
bhava.
कहा है कि मनमना भव माना आप खुशी में भी रहते हो,
Means that you are going to stay in
पढ़ाई बुद्धि में
happiness.
तो भी मनमना भव है।
Even if you are studying or remembering knowledge, that time also you are being man mana bhava.
सारा समय नहीं टिकता, तो बाबा ने आज सहज कर दिया है। बाबा कहते हैं बाबा की पढ़ाई या खुशी ये भी सब कुछ है, तो मन मना भव सहज है। सहज हो गया।
Baba has made it easy for us to become man mana bhava, that even if you remember his study or remember him, that's also being man mana bhava.
कहते हैं मन मना भव है। फिर बाबा कहते हैं अब आप बच्चों की मुसाफरी पूरी हुई।
Now Baba is telling us that now your journey is coming to an end.
करते जाना, आखिर तो पूरी होगी। और ये
There will be a day when it will come to end,
समय आ गया और हम भी चल
and it's such a good thing that now is going to complete.
कार्य पूरा करके चलना, अधूरे में नहीं चलना।
But before going, we need to complete our task.
यहाँ ध्यान रखना माना अपनी बुद्धि को परम धाम से जोड़ कर रखना है।
Baba also
साथ ही बाबा हमें
said that you have to connect your body to the land of peace.
विशेष कही है कि विकर्मों का बोझा बहुत है,
Baba says that you have
उतार
a lot of burden of sins on your head,
ज्यादा होता है तो स्पीड बढ़ानी पड़ती है।
and now that time is coming to an end.
इतना बाबा
You have to put intense efforts so that your sins get absolved.
ये गति बाबा ने हम सबको बता ही दी है कि यही जन्म है सुकर्म करने का।
Because on this confluence age, this is the only birth where you can do good deeds.
मीठे बच्चे
Now the essence,
सदैव खुशी में रहो।
sweet children, remain constantly happy, knowing who it is
मन मना
that is teaching you. This is also being man mana bhava.
कि कल हम पत्थर बुद्धि
You have the happiness
आज पारस
that you had stone intellects yesterday, and that your intellects today are becoming divine.
उत्तर है।
Question:
क्या उत्तर है आज?
what is the basis for someone's fortune opening? Answer:
का है ना, ये तो सभी
faith.
निश्चय। अगर तक
If it is going to take long for someone's fortune to open,
रहेंगे,
he continues to limp along.
अच्छी रीति पढ़कर
Those whose intellects have faith study very well and gallop ahead.
तो पीछे रह जाएंगे।
If you have doubts about anything, you remain behind.
छोटी सी बात भी बुद्धि में अटक जाए।
Those whose intellects have faith and who continue to race to the Father will become Satopradhan.
कोई भी बात में संशय है तो पीछे रह जाएंगे। जो निश्चय बुद्धि बन अपनी बुद्धि को बाप तक दौड़ाते रहते हैं, वो सतो प्रधान बन जाते हैं। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti.
स्कूल में पढ़ते हैं
When students study at school,
कि हमको
they are aware of what they are going to become at the end of their studies.
आना चाहिए।
It should enter the intellects of you sweetest spiritual children that you are going to become the masters of a golden aged land of divinity. All the relationships of bodies etc. have to be renounced.
सारा दिन
We now have to become the lords of divinity,
पारस्परिक
masters of that land of divinity.
मकान आदि
There should be this happiness throughout the day.
पत्थरों ईंटों
Do you understand what that land of divinity is?
से
There all the buildings etc. are built of gold and silver. Here the buildings are built of stone and bricks.
चली गई ना बुद्धि, कितना अच्छा लगता है। हाँ?
From having stone intellects,
मकान है, पर
you are now becoming those
मकान है, हाँ?
with divine intellects.
जो यहाँ बैठे हैं तकदीरवान है। बाबा फिर हमें पारसपुरी की याद दिलाता है। तो बाबा कहते हैं अब फिर तुम पत्थर बुद्धि से पारस बुद्धि बनते हो।
It is only when the Father, the Lord of Divinity, comes that he changes stone intellects into divine intellects.
तुम यहाँ बैठे हो,
You children sitting here know that your school is the highest on high,
स्कूल
that there is no other school higher than this one.
ऊंचा तो कोई स्कूल दुनिया में नहीं। इससे बड़ा स्कूल कोई होता
At this school, you become multi-billion fold fortunate masters of the world.
क्यों है ये? इस स्कूल से तुम करोड़ पदम भाग्यशाली विश्व के मालिक बनते हो। तो तुम बच्चों को कितनी
Therefore, you children should have so much happiness.
पत्थरपुरी से
This is the most elevated confluence age when you go from this land of stone to that land of divinity.
और आज
Yesterday, you had stone intellects, and today,
बोलिए
you are becoming those with divine intellects.
ये भी याद रहे ना,
When you constantly have this awareness,
बाबा ने हमें
this too is
बनाया है।
man bana bhava.
बुद्धि ऐसी ही है और कोई उल्टी सुल्टी बात बुद्धि में आए ही नहीं।
While remembering this, you do not tend to have any kind of waste thoughts.
पारसपुरी में जाने का ये पुरुषोत्तम संगम युग है। कल पत्थर बुद्धि थे, आज पारस बुद्धि बन रहे हैं। ये बात सदैव बुद्धि में रहे तो भी मनमना भव ही है। मनमना भव का देखो बाबा कितना इजी करके सुना।
Today Baba is making it very easy to be man mana bhava. Teachers go to school in order to teach.
टीचर
The students know in their hearts that their teacher is about to come.
समझते हो,
You children understand
टीचर तो स्वयं भगवान है।
that God Himself is your teacher, that He is making you into the masters of heaven.
तुम जानते हो
Therefore, He surely comes at the confluence age.
गए हैं
Human beings are calling out to Him, whereas you know that He has now already come here.
आ गया है, लेकिन आ गया है उनको मालूम नहीं बेचारों को। और
Those human beings do not know that God has actually descended here.
कल्प पहले भी ऐसे हुआ था, तब तो
It happened like this in the previous cycle too. It is written that there were those whose intellects had no love at the time of destruction.
प्रीत बुद्धि
That was because their intellects were of stone. You have intellects that have love at the time of destruction.
भगवान से प्रीत करने वाली
Your intellects are now becoming divine.
अपने ऊपर नाज आता है। मेरी प्रीत सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक बाबा के
How much you should be proud of that you have love in your intellects.
तो ऐसी कोई युक्ति निकालनी चाहिए
So a clever way should be created for human beings to understand this quickly.
बुद्धि बनाता है ना भगवान, तो हमको औरों को भी बनाना है। यहाँ भी बहुतों को ले आते हैं।
Many people are brought here and yet they continue to ask how Shiv Baba teaches through the body of Brahma and how he comes here. They don't understand anything at all. So many go to the centers. Therefore, their intellects must also have faith, must they not?
सबका बाप कहे
All of them say that God Shiv speaks and that Shiv is the father of all souls.
तकदीर
Shri Krishna is not called the father of everyone. There is nothing to be confused about in this. However, when someone's fortune takes time to open, he continues to limp along.
कम पढ़ने वाले
For those who study less, it is said that they are just limping along.
निश्चय
Those whose intellects have doubts remain behind.
डेवलप करते रहेंगे।
Those whose intellects have faith and who study well gallop ahead.
बच्चे दौड़ी लगा
Everything is explained so simply.
कर फिर लौट आते
It is just like children running a race. They race to their goal and then race back
दौड़ लगाओ।
to the starting point.
शिव बाबा के
The Father says, if you too continue to race your intellects quickly to the Father, you become Sato Pradhan.
एक संकल्प में यहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच जाते हो? कहाँ? हाँ, अमेरिका, परम धाम, वेरी गुड, बड़ा अच्छा।
Your intellects have that power that in 1 second you can reach the land of peace.
पहुँच गए ना? कौन-कौन पहुँच गया परम धाम? अच्छा, सब पहुँच गए।
Who here are practicing that they reached land of peace in a second? Oh, there are a lot of people.
बाप भी कहते हैं बुद्धि को जल्दी शिव बाबा पास दौड़ाएंगे।
Some understand very well when they come here and the arrow strikes them. But as soon as they leave, everything finishes.
बाबा ज्ञान इंजेक्शन
Baba is giving you an injection of this knowledge. Therefore, your intoxication from that should rise. However, that intoxication doesn't rise.
बाबा ये भी सुनाता है सोडा वाटर हो जाता है, तो बाबा नहीं चाहता हमारा नशा उतर जाए और इतनी जल्दी उतर जाए, नहीं, सदा चढ़ा रहे।
Baba is telling us to always remain in such intoxication. But, however, that intoxication doesn't rise.
लेकिन चढ़ता ही नहीं है। यहाँ ज्ञान
When you drink a glass of the nectar of this knowledge here, that affects you, but as soon as you leave, you forget everything. You children know that the ocean of knowledge, the purifier, the bestower of salvation for all, the liberator, is only the one Father.
कहते हैं बच्चे,
He gives you everything as your inheritance. He says, children, you too have to become full oceans. You yourselves must imbibe all of this knowledge that I have. Shiv Baba has no intoxication of having a body of his own. The Father says, children, I always remain in silence. You too didn't have that intoxication when you didn't have a body. Shiv Baba never says that it belongs to him. This body is taken on loan, and anything taken on loan cannot belong to you.
बाबा कहता है ये लोन लिया है। नहीं तो अक्सर आत्मा की प्रवृत्ति क्या होती है, कुछ मिल जाए तो सोचते बस।
Because in this world, people have such intellects that when they get something, they think that that is theirs.
ये तन
But Baba is so much
लोन ली हुई चीज
egoless.
थोड़ी ही हुई, हमने इनमें प्रवेश किया है, थोड़ा टाइम के लिए
Shiv Baba never says that it belongs to him. This body is taken on loan, and anything taken on loan cannot belong to you. I have entered this one for a short time in order to do service. You children now have to return home. You have to race to meet God. The Sakar Baba, corporeal father, used to say this word that you have to race very much.
अभी तुम बच्चों को वापस घर चलना है।
People hold sacrificial fires and do tapasya, etc. But they don't understand how they can find God.
वो मिलेगा कैसे? समझते हैं कोई ना कोई रूप में।
They believe that God will come in one form or another. The Father explains everything very easily. You too can explain at exhibitions. The duration of the golden and silver ages has been written. That is absolutely accurate up to the year 2500. After the Sun dynasty, there is the Moon dynasty. Then it is shown how Ravan's kingdom begins and how Bharat begins to become impure. Ravan's kingdom is in the copper and iron ages. The dates and duration of that period are all written here. The confluence age is placed at the top in the center.
भी जरूर चाहिए ना।
There also definitely has to be the charioteer. The father enters this chariot, that is of Brahma, and teaches Raj Yoga, through which they become Lakshmi and Narayan.
कितना समय चलती है?
This is very easy to explain to anyone how long the dynasty of Lakshmi and Narayan continues. All other dynasties are limited, whereas this one is unlimited. Everyone should know this unlimited history and geography. It is now the confluence age and the deity kingdom is being established. This land of stone, this old world has to be destroyed. How could a new world be created if destruction didn't take place?
कब होगी? नई दुनिया में
People speak of New Delhi. You children know when it will be New Delhi. New Delhi will be in that new world.
राज्य है।
People have remembered that there were palaces by the banks of the river Jamuna. It is called New Delhi, the land of divinity.
तू है तो सब
When it is the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan,
कल ही हो जाए तो
the new kingdom of the golden age can only belong to Lakshmi and Narayan. People have forgotten when the drama begins.
होता है। मनुष्य तो ये भी भूल गए हैं कि ड्रामा कैसे शुरू होता है। कौन कौन
It also has to be known who the main actors are.
एक्टर्स तो
There are many actors, and this is why you only know the main ones.
करोड़ों है तो हाँ, मुख्य कौन है ये भी हमको पता है, दुनिया वालों को नहीं पता। तुम भी मुख्य एक्टर
You too are becoming main actors.
मुख्य
You are playing the main parts.
रहे हो और वो पाठ बाबा ने सुनाया है अभी का।
The main part that we are playing is now at the confluence age.
विशेष मुख्य कार्य करता है तो उसका
In this world also, when someone does something very much important, they become main actors of this world.
वो सुनाया बाबा ने।
And now Baba is telling this, that how we are going to become main actors.
सोशल
You are spiritual social workers.
थोड़ा सा
You are right? Everyone is silent.
है ना,
Yes or no?
सबकी हाँ।
Everyone is saying yes.
कोई सोचता है मैं तो कुछ सेवा नहीं करती।
Or else someone is thinking that I'm not that much of a social worker.
अच्छा नहीं करती तो कर लो।
And if anyone is not doing social service, then start now.
कोई बच्चा ऐसा
And there is no such children
नहीं हो, शरीर भी ना चलता मन तो चलता है।
to whom Baba has not given any service.
को योगदान दो।
If anyone is not able to speak or do anything, you can do service with your vibrations.
बोल दो पक्का हो जाएगा। रूहानी सोशल वर्कर
You are spiritual social workers. All other social workers are physical.
लेकिन वो जिस्मानी। तुम रूहों को समझो।
You explain to the spirits,
रूह है
and it is the spirits that study. People think that it is bodies that study.
इन ऑर्गन्स
No one knows that it is souls that study through these organs.
बनता हूँ।
I, a soul, become a barrister, etc. Baba is teaching us. The sanskars remain in the souls.
नई दुनिया में राज्य करेंगे।
You carry those sanskars or resolves with you and go and rule in the new world.
इसमें पूछ
The kingdom that existed in the golden age will begin once again in the same way. There is nothing to ask about in this. The main thing is never become body conscious. Consider yourselves to be souls. Do not perform any sinful acts on this confluence age.
सबको उत्तर आता है।
Everyone knows the answer that what you shouldn't do.
आता है ऐसे जिसको नहीं आता वो हाथ खड़ा करे।
who does not know the answer, raise your hand. No one is raising their hand, as everyone knows that you shouldn't be doing any sinful acts on this confluence age.
विकर्म नहीं करो, ये ध्यान रखा ना, बस
If you took care of it,
कि हम तो सुकर्म करने वाली आत्मा
then everything will be fine.
बाबा की याद, है भी कोई पीछे
You have to remember God and do good deeds only.
याद में रहो,
Stay in remembrance.
एक विकर्म का बोझ
Otherwise, the burden of one sinful act becomes 100-fold.
की कितनी खुशी होती है ना,
When we do something good,
आत्मा को
how much we feel happy
के पदम गुना जमा हो गया,
that I have
घाटा नहीं पड़ेगा।
collected a good amount of fortune.
बाबा ने इसलिए कहा है, एक धड़ गुड एकदम टूट जाती
Your bones will be totally crushed
है। मुख्य विकार है काम,
if you do any sinful act.
बच्चे तंग करना
The main vice is this.
पड़ता है,
The main vice in this is lust.
का नहीं रहता है।
You have a burden of sins of many births on your heads. Therefore, first of all, at least burn those sins away.
गलत ना पाप हो गया ना, तुम्हारे सिर पर तो जन्म जन्मांतर
The Father shows you a very easy way to become pure.
बाप पावन होने का बहुत सहज उपाय बतलाते हैं। तुम एक बार
You become pure by having remembrance of the one Father.
आज
God speaks to you, children.
बच्चों से बात
He says, I speak to you, souls.
समझ,
No other human beings can understand this.
वो तो अपने को
They consider themselves to be bodies.
में आत्माओं को
The Father says, I explain to souls.
आत्माओं और परमात्मा का मेला लग,
It is remembered that a meeting takes place between souls and the Supreme Soul. There is no need to make any noise in this. This is a study. Many come to Baba from far away.
देश से, सात समंदर पार से, कितनी
There are people who come to Baba,
कार में ही देखो ये सब दृश्य
who come to meet Baba by crossing 7 seas, 7 oceans.
हमारी जयंती दीदी बैठे हैं, हाँ?
Like our Jayanti Didi is sitting here.
तो बाबा कहते दूर दूर से आते बाबा के पास, निश्चय बुद्धि जो
Those whose intellects have faith
जोर से
will feel a strong pull as they make further progress.
कशिश कोई को होती नहीं है,
As yet, none of you has that much pull because you don't stay in remembrance.
घर के
When someone has been traveling and comes close to his home, he remembers his home and children. As soon as he arrives home, he meets everyone in great happiness.
बच्चे आदि याद आएंगे,
His happiness continues to increase.
अब हम घर जाते हैं,
First he remembers his wife and then his children, etc.
शांति धाम
You remember that you are going home and that only the father and the children are there. You have double the happiness. You are to go home to the land of peace and then you to your kingdom. All you have to do is to stay in remembrance. The Father says, Man mana bhava. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father and your inheritance. Baba is making you children into beautiful flowers and sitting you in his eyes to take you back home.
बहाना कुछ भी बने,
There is no difficulty at all in this.
भाग्य तो बाबा कहते जरा भी तकलीफ नहीं, जैसे मच्छरों
You souls will go back with the Father in the same way that a swarm of mosquitoes flies.
इमर्ज होता है वो दृश्य,
In order to become pure,
बाबा मैं
you remember the Father, not the home.
एकदम स्पीड से ऊपर गए परम धाम, कितना अच्छा लगता है, हाँ? आज भी आ जाए वो सीन तो कितना मजा आ जाए, या नहीं? सोचो, तैयार है ना, हम तो तैयार है ना। बाबा कहता है
Are we ready to go to the peace, to the land of peace?
जैसे मच्छरों का झुंड जाता है ना, तुम आत्माएं भी ऐसे जाएंगी बाप के साथ। पावन बनने के लिए तुम बाप को याद करते हो, घर को नहीं। बाबा की नजर
Baba's vision first falls on the poor children.
बाबा गरीब निवास है ना,
Baba is the Lord of the poor.
कहते हो बाप कहते मैं
You go to do service in the villages.
पूरी बनाता
The Father says, I too come and make your village into that land of divinity.
पड़े,
At present, this is hell. It is an old world. It definitely has to be demolished. New Delhi, in that new world, will only exist in the golden age.
जैसे कल
It will be your kingdom there. You have the intoxication that you are once again establishing your own kingdom, just as you did in the previous cycle. You don't say that you will build buildings like this and that. No, when you go there, you will automatically begin to build them, because those parts will be recorded in you souls.
इंजीनियर साइंटिस्ट इतने पहलवान खड़े हैं दुनिया के, वो
Your parts here are just to study.
आपका काम करेंगे जाकर के। तो बाबा कितनी खुशी दिलाता है, देखो नए नए मकान बनेंगे। नहीं, बाबा कहते तुम जाएंगे वहाँ तो ऑटोमेटिक
When you are there, it automatically enters your intellects how you should build the palaces. You will begin to build them as you did in the previous cycle. This is recorded in you souls in advance.
पढ़ने का,
You will build the same palaces in which you live every cycle.
वो भी पढ़ाई में आती है। अब मकान नहीं होगा तो बैठेंगे कहाँ?
So right now, your part is only to study.
कैसे? हर चीज चाहिए ना, हर चीज चाहिए, लेकिन वो रोल हमारा क्या है? पढ़ने का, पढ़ना और
Our role is now to just study.
जीवन माना पढ़ना और पढ़ाना।
On this confluence, we just need to study and make others study.
यहाँ पाठ है सिर्फ, माताएं कौन सा?
Mothers, what part do you have here?
सारा समय बस रोटी पकानी है, वो भी पढ़ना ही है। बाबा की याद में पकाती हो ना सब।
When you do any service in God's remembrance, then it is also a study.
बता देती है, बाबा की याद में बना रही हूँ। मैंने कहा हाँ पक्का, हमको भी पता है बाबा की याद में बना रही है। तो बाबा कहते हैं यहाँ पाठ है सिर्फ पढ़ने का, वहाँ तुम्हारी बुद्धि में आपे ही आएगा कि ऐसे ऐसे हम
When you are there in heaven, it automatically enters your intellects how you should build the palaces.
भी पहले से ही
You will begin to build them as you did in the previous cycle.
तुम कल्प कल्प रहते
This is recorded in you souls in advance.
हाँ, सत्युग
You will build the same palaces in which you live every cycle.
कितना सुंदर। इन बातों को कोई नया समझ
New people who come here cannot understand these things.
तो बुद्धि फिर जाएगी एकदम, वो भी सोने का बनाने वाले हैं। हाँ? तुम समझते हो हम
You understand that you come here to listen to new points and then go back refreshed.
वो भी ड्रामा में नहीं मिले।
The new points that emerge are also fixed in the drama.
इस बैल पर
The father says, children, I experience no happiness in being seated on this bull, that is chariot, all the time. I just come to teach you children.
लेकिन बाबा तो आता ही पढ़ाने है, तो चला जाता है, मुरली चलाई, सेकंड में परम धाम पहुंच जाएगा।
After making us study,
कोई आता
after teaching us,
परम धाम से आ जाएगा।
he goes to land of peace in a second.
जो बात कहनी है कह देगा। इतने कितने अनुभव ऐसे आप सबको भी कईयों को है साकार के समय के, कैसे
Everyone has such experience.
तो इसमें सुख, मुझे सुख नहीं भासता, मैं तुम बच्चों को पढ़ाने आता हूँ। ऐसे नहीं बैल पर सवारी,
It isn't that I remain seated on this bull.
पर सवारी होती है क्या?
Would one remain seated on a bull day and night?
सदैव बैठने का काय
His coming and going only takes a second.
आते पढ़ाने
It isn't the law for him to remain seated here all the time.
शरीर में थोड़ी ही बैठे,
Baba comes from so far away just to teach us.
तो सुख ही नहीं आएगा।
That is his home.
पिंजड़े में
He doesn't remain in this body throughout the whole day.
तुमको समझा
he doesn't experience happiness in that. That would be like a parrot getting trapped in a cage. I take this body on loan simply to explain to you. You say that Baba, the ocean of knowledge, comes to teach you. You should have goose pimples of happiness, and that happiness should not decrease. This owner is sitting here all the time. Would two people remain constantly seated on one bull? Shiv Baba stays in his own region. When he comes, it doesn't take him long to arrive. Look how fast a rocket is. It is faster than sound. A soul too is a tiny rocket. Look how fast a soul flies. It goes from here to London instantly.
लंदन को आत्मा छट गई कहाँ कहाँ गई शरीर से नहीं कोई जरूरी ठीक है आत्मा तो कहाँ भी पहुँच
Our body cannot reach that fast,
जाए जन्म लेना है तो पहुँच
but a soul is like a tiny rocket.
कहते मैं तुमको पढ़ाने के लिए आता हूँ ना यहाँ से झट गई लंदन एक सेकंड में जीवन मुक्ति गई
Liberation in life in a second has been remembered. Baba himself is also a rocket. He says, I come here to teach you.
बाबा ने कहा है इस समय में बहुत बिजी रहता
When I go back to my home, I remain very busy at this time. I am the bestower of divine visions.
तुमको पढ़ाता हूँ भक्तों की
Therefore, I have to please the devotees. I teach you. Devotees want to have a vision, or they beg for something or other. They beg the most from Jagadamba.
मिला सोशल वर्कर का भी मिला
Baba gave us two titles, one of social worker, and now he is telling us you are Jagadambas,
की बादशाह
the world mothers. You give the alms of the kingdom of the world.
हम भी करेंगे
The poor are given alms.
स्वर्ग की बादशाह
We are also poor, so Shiv Baba gives us the sovereignty of the world as alms.
बाप को याद
There are no other alms. He simply says, remember the Father and your sins will be absolved and you will go to the land of peace. Remember me and I guarantee that your lifespans will increase.
गारंटी करता हूँ तुम्हारी आयु भी बड़ी हो जाएगी हाँ? हमारी दादियों ने मिसाल कायम की है ना हाँ?
As our dadis has been an example for us all along. There is no mention of death in the golden age.
वहाँ मृत्यु का नाम नहीं होता
There is a land of immortality. There is no mention of death there. They simply shed one skin and take another.
बच्चा बनना है
Can that be called death? That is a land of immortality.
जाकर बच्चा बन
They have a vision that they are to become a baby again. Therefore, it is a matter of great happiness. Baba has the desire to become a baby again.
तो बाबा कितना
He knows that in the golden age, he will have a golden spoon in the mouth.
ये भी
I am the Father's only long lost and now found children. I am the Father's only long lost and now found son. The Father has adopted me. I am the long lost and now found son. Therefore, Baba loves me so much. He instantly enters me. This is also a game. There is always happiness in a game.
एक ही खुशी बहुत है
You know that this chariot is the most fortunate chariot.
भगवान
This is the chariot of which it has been remembered that the ocean of knowledge enters it to give you this knowledge.
आकर
You children have great happiness about one thing. It is that God comes to teach you. God is establishing that kingdom of heaven.
नरक में
We are His children. So why are we in hell?
नहीं आता
This doesn't enter anyone's intellect.
भाग्यशाली
You are also very fortunate because you are studying to become the masters of the world.
साधारण
Therefore, you should pay so much attention to such a study, as this is no ordinary study.
इतना बड़ा ये फलाना बन गया पढ़ने से, और हम पढ़ रहे हैं तो क्या बन रहे हैं?
So we should always remember that we are going to become the masters of the world by studying this knowledge.
नागरिक बनने के लिए पढ़ते हो, ऐसी
Therefore, you should pay so much attention to such a study. Acha, to you sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father.
बच्चों को नमस्ते। हम रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप को नमस्ते। बोलो नमस्ते।
Everyone say Namaste.
बाबा हमें इतने प्यार से नमस्ते करता है,
When Baba says so lovingly to us Namaste,
कितने प्यार से
then we should also reply in the same way.
आज की धारणा के लिए मुख्य
Now the essence for dharana:
इसी डबल खुशी में रह
maintain the double happiness that your journey is now coming to an end.
पहले हम
You will first go to your land of peace and then to your kingdom.
पानी में आएंगे। सिर पर जो
Second, the burden of sins of many births on your head should be burnt away.
देह अभिमान
Don't perform any sinful act by becoming body conscious.
आज खास अटेंशन खिंचाया ना बाबा ने,
Today Baba is drawing our attention
नहीं करना है,
that don't do any sinful act on this confluence age.
इशारत करना है। वरदान है
Now the blessing:
संकल्पों के सही
may you become a powerful soul
सर्व
and use your elevated thoughts
शक्ति
to fill everyone with power.
सदा शक्तिशाली भव का वरदान
Accept the blessing of being constantly powerful and use your elevated thoughts to do the service of filling all souls with power.
सूर्य की
Nowadays, they accumulate solar energy and use it to succeed in doing many tasks.
शक्ति इतनी
In the same way, accumulate so much power of elevated thoughts that the thoughts of others also become filled with power.
से अंदर वृत्ति में शक्ति
These thoughts work like an injection with their internal attitude is filled with power.
से परिवर्तन करना
So now use your elevated feelings and elevated thoughts to bring about transformation. This service is needed.
बन
Slogan:
दुख को
become a master remover of sorrow and transform their sorrow into spiritual happiness.
अच्छी बात है, ये
This is your elevated task.
कर्तव्य है। अव्यक्त इशारा
Avyakt signal: accumulate the power of thoughts and become an instrument for elevated service.
कोई कोई
Sometimes some children play big games.
खाते हैं,
Wasteful thoughts come with so much force that they are unable to control themselves. Afterwards, they say, "What can I do? It just happened." They cannot stop themselves. They do whatever they want. However, you must gain the power to control this wastefulness. Just as you receive the fruit of multi-millions for one powerful thought, in the same way the fruit of one wasteful thought is sadness, disheartenment, and loss of happiness.
गायब होना, ये भी एक का बहुत गुना के हिसाब से
You experience just as much return of one.
रिजल्ट तो आता है ना सामने, किस किस रूप में आ जाता है।
Now let's listen to the Didi Manmohini ji's specialities, her valuable teachings.
दीदी मनमोहिनी जी की विशेषताएं तथा अनमोल शिक्षाएं। स्वमान
She was self-respectful and respect bestower. Didi always stayed in the self-respect that Almighty God Himself is her companion.
साथी है। किसके
While
साथी को देखा और पालना लिया?
who here has saw Didi?
बहुत थोड़े हैं, देखो
There are very few,
कितनी कमाल है, भाग्य ये भी ना।
but still you are fortunate that you have seen Didi.
ये भी भाग्य है ना। इस स्वमान में रहकर सब
While staying in this self-respect, she gave respect to everyone with her heart.
समय प्रमाण
If someone did their services while being considerate of time and truthfully, then she used to give them respect, took care of them, and even gave them special gifts.
को पता होता था इसने बहुत विशेष कार्य किया है।
Didi used to know
देखकर एक ख्याल न चले
that who is serving truthfully.
दीदी उसको ऐसी खातरी देती, बात मत पूछो ना, अनुभव है आप सबको भी होगा। वो सदा ही फिर उछलता ही रहता था सेवा में, ये सेवा वो।
So that motivates them to do more service.
खातरी करती, उन्हें विशेष सौगात देती। दीदी के
Didi had lot of respect towards sacrificial fires, true service.
बहुत रिस्पेक्ट था। उन्होंने कभी
She never wished to receive respect.
लेने की इच्छा नहीं रखी। सदा ये
She always had this attention that as much as you give respect to others, then eventually you are going to receive their respect.
ओम शांति।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
ओम शांति। आज शांतिवन के समर्पित भाई बहनों को सुबह 10 बजे कपड़ा दिया जाए।
Today at 10 a.m., all the surrendered
ग्लोबल हॉस्पिटल के भाई बहन
residents of Shantivans
उन्हें भी
will be given cloth,
दिया जाएगा। तो सभी
and who didn't receive it yesterday will be given today.
नंबर 14 से प्रवेश करके वहाँ से कपड़ा लेंगे और कपड़ा लेकर यहाँ कॉन्फ्रेंस हॉल में आकर के बैठेंगे। सभी बहनें और जो भाई बहनें पन्ने से कपड़ा लेते हैं तो वे भी डायमंड हॉल के बहनों की तरफ गेट नंबर 12 से प्रवेश कर वहाँ से कपड़ा लेंगे और कपड़ा लेकर के फिर यहाँ कॉन्फ्रेंस हॉल में आकर के बैठेंगे। फिर आदरणीय मुन्नी दीदी जी यहाँ आएंगे कॉन्फ्रेंस हॉल में, आप सभी से मिलेंगे समर्पित भाई बहनों से और आप सभी को बाबा के घर से कपड़ा दिया जाएगा। साथ में अपना स्मार्ट कार्ड अवश्य लेकर के आए। आज शाम का संगठित योग
Today's evening meditation
हॉल में रहेगा।
will be in conference hall from 6 to 8 p.m. From tomorrow onwards, Murli class will be in Diamond Hall. Om Shanti.
तेरी याद से बाबा मन में एक दिव्य शक्ति भर जाती है। तेरी याद से बाबा मन में एक दिव्य शक्ति भर जाती है। नैन से नूर छलकता, नैन से नूर छलकता मेरी सांसों को महकाती है। तेरी याद से बाबा मन में एक दिव्य शक्ति भर जाती है। तेरी याद से बाबा मन में एक दिव्य शक्ति भर जाती है। लहरें दिल में सागर सा लहराए। मिलन का मीठा अनुभव गहरा होता जाए। खुशियों की खुराक भर के खुशियों की खुराक भर के हर गम को मिटाती है। तेरी याद से बाबा मन में एक दिव्य शक्ति भर जाती है। झिलमिल झिलमिल जुगनू जैसे चमकता चारों ओर। अनहद नाद गूंजे कानों में ना कोई जग का शोर। वतन की वो मुलाकातें वतन की वो मुलाकातें हर पल याद आती है। तेरी याद से बाबा मन में एक दिव्य शक्ति भर जाती है।
Now let's listen to Dadi Gulzar's words of wisdom. Whatever is said, use it at the right time. Then we will always have an obstacle-free life. Baba has said, Baba is always with us. Always keep this intoxication and happiness within yourself. Never lose your happiness because we are God's children. And if we don't have happiness, then who will believe that we are God's children? This is why Baba says, never lose your happiness. Shanti.